Have you ever been to a garden center and bought a plant that was completely mislabeled? That happened to me with this particular succulent plant, but it turns out that I have a way cooler plant than I actually thought I was originally buying. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Join me.
Liquid Amber Girl Gardening.
When I was filming my last video, which was all about euphorbias, I was planning on using this plant as one of the examples of a euphorbia plant. And the reason I was planning on doing that is because this is the tag that was in this plant when I bought it. So when it came time to do some research, I found that the pictures of euphorbia, I'm not even going to try to say those others, the zigzag euphorbia did not look at all like my plant here. In fact, I've been trying to care for this plant as a normal succulent plant when in fact it is an epiphyte that has different needs as compared to cacti and succulents. This plant is actually a rickrack cactus. Its scientific name is Cryptocereus, and unlike a majority of succulent plants found in deserts or other unforgiving landscapes, this plant comes from rainforests in Mexico, where it grows in trees in a similar fashion to many orchid species. In other words, I've been giving this plant basically the opposite of what it wants and needs to thrive. Let's look at the rundown. So I consider it a stunning victory that this plant has managed to live through the entire growing season. And of course, I will be caring for this gorgeous plant appropriately now that I know what it actually is and what it needs. I thought it would be fun to give you a few little extra bits about this plant because it is a really interesting one. The first one being that it belongs to the same family as the Christmas cactus, which if you look at it, that's not a stretch. You can definitely tell. The second interesting fact, I already shared a little bit of, it likes to be root bound. And a nice thing about that is you only need to repot this plant about every 4 to 5 years, which is a really long length of time to leave a plant in its pot. Third is that it does really nicely in a hanging basket situation because, of course, it keeps getting longer and longer. And so these leaves will begin to cascade down and over the sides. 4, it blooms, and think kind of along the lines of night blooming cereus, really gorgeous kind of cactus-like flowers that are either white or pink. The fifth interesting fact is that this plant also goes by the name fishbone cactus, which you can tell if you look at the shape of it, why it would be called that, or zigzag cactus. Plant fact number 6 is that it has another scientific name. Oh my, Solanus cereus. That's probably not how you say that one. And the last fact is my favorite. So cool. This is a night blooming cactus. So the blooms only open at nighttime, and each bloom only lasts for that nighttime period. So basically one day, one night, and then that bloom is closed and doesn't open again. Euphorbia, Petalanthus, Tithymaloides. Feels like I said something naughty.